So we can start now. Thank you, friends. We welcome you all to this a very important session. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Chiranjeev Soni. He is a chartered accountant by profession and he has done a lot of work on how to succeed in life. Uh, he did his course from IIMB with 25 years experience. He has 25 years experience heading IA and ERM function of Bajaj Electricals, BDMC, and many other companies with proven track record of executing business excellency and cost optimization projects for corporates and banks. Mr. Soni authored Enterprise Inner Management, a business transformation model that provides deep insights on key aspects, precisely pinpoint what, where, why need focus, and what is needed, and who needs to intervene to meet organizational goal. True IN model authored by Mr. Soni is devised on universal human science and assesses employees' basis, their intrinsic qualities, and helps organization in transforming the recruitment, retention, job rotation, promotion, training, and development processes. So today he is going to talk on the secret of success in life, and this particular talk is dedicated to our those young students who are taking various examinations. Although the life is also an examination, but the university, college, competitive examinations we are taking. So this lecture will shed a good light upon how to outperform in our exams and some the methodology and system, how can one outperform following these guidelines. So I think this lecture will be very useful for all students and who are interested to uh, be successful in their life. So now I invite Mr. Chiranjeev Soni to start his lecture or presentation and address our students and other participants who are there on the Zoom room and YouTube.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Ravi Prakashji. And it's my sincere thanks to you, to Vedic Science Virtual University, Indian Foundation for Science, and the entire team for giving me the opportunity and platform to interact with you and share my personal, professional, and spiritual knowledge and understanding with you all to help, more particularly the students, at how they can outperform in the exam. I would like to thank all the participants also for their time, for joining this program and making it a success. Youth is our empower. Youth is the, this is the youth actually that we want to empower. This entire program is designed in such a way that how we can empower our next generation. More particularly, focus is on the student, how we can empower them. It's a empowerment drive. As a result, we have come out this particular program. Our aim is not just to help outperform in the exam, but empower with the knowledge, understanding, tools, and techniques so that our student and the next generation they can fully blossom. The thing is that every child, they are unique and they have the potential and the possibilities. Now, the thing is that everybody has to blossom, excel in all their endeavor, and grow to their fullest potential. Yeah, I would like to share with all the participants that we value your time and if we assure you that the time you are investing today And the learning from this training program will guide you throughout your life, be it the exam or in materializing your personal or the professional goal. As Dr. Ravi Prakash has mentioned, this is the secret science of success, actually. So, more particularly, it is designed for the student, but it is going to help everyone. Now, I want to talk to the students that education is the first and foremost step of your life. And it is one of the most important pillar. Here, this is the time where you have to invest your time and energy in such a fashion that your entire life and the experience of your life is beautiful. It is the time for you to decide the quality of your life that you want to live, the experience, the full depth and dimension of the life. This is a very customized program actually, so that we will take you through the entire process that will guide you that how we can experience. One is the success part of it. Another part is that uh, how to be happy in our personal and professional journey. Now, the current education system here, I don't want to criticize anything, but I want to highlight that the current education system will give you everything that is available in the materialistic world that is needed for the survival and to fulfill our desire. It can give the comfort and convenience. But sorry to say that it is not going to guide that how we can enhance our inner capabilities. This is about the external thing. The more important, the life is within. It is not the outside. So, we wanted that, they get an understanding about the things inside and how they can, use all these, the tools which are available, the instruments which are available to us so that they can excel in all their endeavors. I would like to tell the student that you are the future. It is not just, it is your life. It is the future of your family. It is the future of your society. It is the nation, and it is for the humanity. And what is our goal? What is our role? That whatever knowledge and understanding that we have gained over a period of time, this is the personal life, professional life, and the spiritual life. These are the things that we wanted to pass on to you. Now, let us go on this. I wanted to start with, the whatever we have got, the responses. I would like to share. These are the responses that we have received from the participants. 268 participants, they have shared their experience like this. Stress, 85 students. Anxiety, 55%. Fear, 28% of the students are under fear. Dullness they are experiencing is almost 11%. Excitement, it can be both the side, it can be either side. They are excited that, that they wanted to outperform in the exam. But there may be excitement on another side also. And the good part is that the cool and composed students are almost 18%. So this is an area, here we are talking about the students. Here you have to enjoy and experience this life. You have to be exuberant. But at this age, I see in the age of the student also that some of the students are, at the age of 80, this 11 years. And in case of these students, whether these are 15 years or 18 years or whatever, but having these stress, anxieties, fear, dullness, this is a real cause of concern. The thing is that how we can take care of it, whether our school, university, or the colleges, they are helping us that how we can address all these things and the challenges. And I would like to mention that these are the things, whether we call it the stress, anxiety, fear, the things we are experiencing within or it is outside. Definitely, these are the things. Whether these are the you call stress, anxiety, these are the things we are feeling within. So what we have to take charge? We have to take charge of ourselves or the things outside. It means that we have to have the knowledge about ourselves. The knowledge that we are gaining in the school, it's silent on that aspect. But our Vedic science, if we read Vedic science, Dr. Professor is and can explain more about this. But I, done a deep study on the Bhagavad Gita, and here these are talking about a holistic approach. Actually, the thing is that the Vedic science or the Bhagavad Gita, it is taught in presented in the right fashion to our student and to our next generation. Here, what I did, that how we can apply the simple tools and techniques which has been given and described in the Bhagavad Gita, so that we can take charge of our inner faculty. Inner faculty, if we talk about, it is the mind. But if we talk about the mind itself, then we are talking about there are four things in the mind. We are not going in each and everything. But the thing is that we have to look at. Now, stress, if we talk about, this is just a thought. In mind, what we experience is the thought and emotions. Thoughts are there, it's like a bubble. It appears and then disappears. But now the thought, if we give the energy, if we energy means, I mean that if we give repeat this thought again and again, then it gets the energy and it takes the form of anxiety. Anxiety, then what happens? We become restless. It means we are losing the control over our minds. So the thing is that we have to understand the function of the mind. It is the thinking, it is thought, emotions, and making desires. Now, the aspect is that we have to be careful about this. And what we have to do about this, how to overcome the stress and anxieties, just be aware about the thoughts that we are experiencing in our mind. Simple thing is, simple tools and technique is be conscious, be aware. Just look at the thought and emotion. These are, the things which appear and disappear. But the thing is that we have to be attentive. Whether it is making any meaning to me, okay, just admit it, ignore it, but don't give the energy. If we give the energy to it, then it is going to, create the issue. Now, the Einstein formula, E is equal to mc square. Number one, we are getting a thought, we are giving it an energy. It means we are repeating the thought again and again. If we repeat, then that get the energy. Then energy, it get materialized. So whether these are the positive thought or the negative thought, we should not give the energy. So the thing is that we have to be conscious about this. Another thing is almost 28% of the students, they fear, they have a tendency to fear. Why this fear? Fear, does it exist? The question is, you can fight with something which does exist, but the fear doesn't exist. So can we fight it? No. What we have to do? We have to face it. It's like a shadow. The more we go away, the shadow becomes bigger. What we have to do? We have to face it. Now there may be some questions or some of the real life situation that we may experience. But the thing is that we have to stay on, and we have to see that how to tackle it. And for that, we have to be attentive and we have to focus on that. We have to divert our mind. So, we have to keep on, being conscious about it. We should not be fearful. If you want to experience the life, then you have to face the things or to face the challenges. Dullness, almost 10%, 11% of the students, they are experiencing the dullness. What is the dullness? Dullness means that, this is something we don't want to get engaged in something. You have to get involved. You have to get engaged in the things, in the topic or the subject. If we get involved, then only we can experience whether, whatever the topic or the subject that we are studying or we are referring. If we get involved, then we can enjoy, we can experience, and we can get the real knowledge. Study is not just about reading. It is, understanding the things and looking it in a broader perspective. Now, I do read the Bhagavad Gita, and a number of people, they read the Bhagavad Gita. But what they try to do, they try to read the words. So don't read the words. Try to understand the deep meaning of it. Try to deep dive. Whether it is, any subject, whether it is a Bhagavad Gita or your subject topic, try to deep dive, try to understand that what the message or the meaning that, they are trying to convey. And another thing is what is the pervasiveness of the information, that, how it is useful, whether this is useful at a micro level or at a macro level. But we have to look at, we have to understand, we have to imbibe the things. Now, the excitement, cool and composed, if you look at that, almost 18% of the students, they are cool and composed. And I believe that the student, they are definitely targeting a good amount of score. It may be more than 90%. These are the students. These might be targeting because they are cool, because it is the mind. Mind is what? It is like, the water, pure water. If you look at, if the water is still and the water is clear, you can see the things very clearly. You know the Arjuna story? He, this Arjuna, it was a Swayamvar. In the Swayamvar, Arjuna, he was, he was supposed to hit the, the fish eyes. And the biggest challenge for the Arjuna was he has to see in the water. Suppose if the water, that was shaky water, whether he was able to, concentrate or focus, and, the fish that was, rotating up, and he has to target the eyes of the fish because the water was still. So the mind, again, the thing is that if your mind is calm and cool, then only we can perceive the things rightly. Now, let us talk about the another, this response that we have received from the students. So this is the grade or the score that we are targeting. Students are targeting. If we look at 42% of the students, they are targeting 90%, 90 to 100%. This is really good, and it's really a big round of applause for all the students that are targeting more than 90%. 90%. And the students which are targeting almost 30%, these are almost 30%, they are targeting. Some are targeting, 18% are targeting 17, 18%. 60 to 70%. Again, some of the students, they are targeting 50 or 60%. Now the thing is, you are targeting. But the thing is, have you tried at your full potential? The more important is that we have to target according to our potential. Now, some of the students, they can say that, this my capability is like this. I cannot target more. That's why I'm targeting 50% or the 60%. No, we don't know. We are not tried. Have you tried to jump? Whether you can drive 2 meter, this jump 1 meter or 2 meter or 3 meter. Have you tried? But if you try, then you will get to know. If you know, when we were, the toddler, a number of times we have fallen. But ultimately, what we have done, every time we have fallen, again we have, got up again with double the energy. And that is our human nature. Now, what we have to understand, if we consider ourselves as a body, that is the limitation. Don't consider as yourself as a body, because the body has a limitation. And we are not a body. We are much beyond that. We are an energy. We are a consciousness. So we are an energy of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord, what he says, Krishna says that Mamev Ansho Jiva Loki, Jiva Bhuta hai Sanatana. Have we tried to understand and imbibe this simple thing? When he's saying that Mamev Ansho, it means I'm a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. If I'm the part of the Supreme Lord, then my qualities, definitely it will not be, what the qualities and the, of the Supreme Lord that I do have. Like, if you take the gold, and you take the entire bar, just, a bit of it is having the same quality. So we do have that qualities. Only thing is we have to explore, we have to see our potential. Everybody has a different potential. I'm not talking about the possibilities. Possibilities are immense, but the potential is, again, everybody has the potential. And why we are targeting 50%? Why we are targeting 60%? Why we are targeting more? Why don't we try? Suppose if we don't achieve that, okay, suppose if we try, suppose the person who is targeting 50 or 60%, he targets, suppose he higher up his target, say 60% or 70% above. If he's not getting that, then certainly he's going to reach 10%, he is going to score extra. But the only thing is that we have to make up our minds. Now, we will come one by one on all these topics, that how we have to go step by step. But the only point is, I'm trying to tell you that you have to try, you have to strive, and you have to know your potential. The potential, what you have defined in your mind, that is not your potential. The potential is immense potential. You have to try, you have to set a bigger goal. Then only you will get to know. Otherwise, we are not going to get it. Now, let us think about, let us come on this. We will come again on this particular part. Why it happens? The question is, why we have this stress, anxiety, fear, or the dullness? Number one, as I mentioned, the mind is pure. And stress, anxiety, fear, these are the foreign particles. These are the toxic particles. Mind is pure. It is made of goodness. Mode of goodness, there are three qualities actually in the material energy. Sat, Raj, Tam. We are not going to talk about that, but I'm saying that mind is made of goodness. It is pure. If something is poured in a pure thing, then definitely there is going to be some sort of vibration that we are feeling. So these are the impurities. Whether we call it stress, anxiety, fear, these are the foreign particles. It disturb our mental equipoise. But the mind is pure. So it is quite, there is completely equipoise. But once we have a negative thought, ignore it. No. Don't give the energy. If you give the energy, then they will be further, our mind will become restless. With the stress, then the next level is the anxiety. So don't give importance to all those thoughts. Just ignore it. Don't think it again and again, because as I mentioned, E is equal to mc square. So then it is going to, materialize. It is going to be a reality. So don't give energy to it. Now, the body and mind, these are the biggest faculties. Mind is the biggest faculty. And here, we have to get an idea about this. Otherwise, it's very difficult to handle it. Because the mind, the basic nature of this mind is, it is restless. Then how to handle the thought? It cannot remain idle. So it means the mind is restless. It is the fundamental nature of the mind, but it is not going to remain idle. So we have to give something. So what we have to give to our mind? We have to give the food to the mind. So what is the food for the student? What you are targeting, what you are striving. As you are striving. Some of you are striving 90%. Some you are striving. So that is the goal. You have to give a goal to your mind. So if we have to give a goal to the mind, we have to give a bigger goal. Because the mind, it has absorbed. Suppose if you are given this 90%, It has absorbed. Now it started working, but how to materialize it? So if we give, suppose if the person is given, student is given 60% target, increase the target. If you are going to increase the target, then it is going to make it a reality. So we have to set the higher goal. We have to set the higher target for it to be, to make the mind cool. Otherwise, it is not going to be, it is going to, keep on disturbing us. They will be stress, anxieties, all those fear, all those things will go away. Only thing is that you have to give the mind a bigger target, a bigger goal. And the mind it is the instrument that helps to manifest whatever you want to assign it to it. It will make it a reality. It can make hell out of heaven, and it can make heaven out of hell. It is having that sort of capability. It is having that sort of power. So why not to use it? Why not to channelize our time and energy so that we can really make the use of our time and energy. Now, another thing is I want to tell you is that make a distance. These are the thoughts we are getting. We are getting fear, anxiety, stress. Make a distance. Because when the things, anything, that become a part of it. Now, suppose I believe it is a part of my life, then I cannot see it. If I cannot see it, then I cannot handle it. So what shall I do? I have to make a distance. If I can make a distance from anything, then I can see the things clearly. But okay, now making the distance means you have to be attentive. You have to be alert. That yes, this is the mind, and I'm getting this sort of thoughts. Make a distance. If you make a distance, then automatically the mind will become calm and cool. Now we will talk about what are the prerequisites to outperform in the exam. Number one is you have to define a very precise goal. Now, some of the students, all the students, in fact, they have defined the goal that you are aspiring for. 80%, 90%, that is the goal. So first and foremost thing, whether this is the exam or it is your personal life, normally what happens, the people don't know what they want in their life. And that is the biggest challenge actually. If you don't know, then your energy is getting scattered. Everything is thoughts are the energy. Then what we have to do, we have to channelize the energy, we have to bring it together. How we can bring it together? And all the thoughts are directed towards a particular goal. So we have to give a goal. So it is wonderful that all the students have given a target, but only request I want to make to the student that you have to set a bigger target. You set a bigger target, then mind will start materializing the thing. Another thing is, I want to tell you, create a bigger identity. This is another one of the biggest challenges that we are having a lower identity. If we have a lower identity, then we cannot see. We cannot strive for some bigger goal. Anybody who is striving for a bigger goal, then definitely he has to have a bigger identity. Suppose, if I tell you that my identity is that, I'm just a father, it means I'm going to work for my family only. If I believe that I'm a part and parcel of the society, my entire, the society is a part and parcel of my, as a part of my family, then I will strive working for the entire society. So my identity, only thing is what changes I had done. I created a bigger identity. Now, suppose if I increase my identity at my nation, and it is my goal and it is my responsibility that I should, do something for my nation, for my country, then my identity is bigger. Then again, the thing, whatever we wanted, the four things everybody is striving: dharma, earth, calm, or moksha. Everything automatically you are going to get. Once you are getting bigger identity, the earth, automatically it will come. All the calm, you are not going to sacrifice anything. Nothing is, you are not going to sacrifice. Suppose if you are taking care of your society, if you believe that you want to do something for the society, then automatically your responsibility for your entire family, it will be easily taken care of. So most important, another important thing is that you have to have a bigger identity. And this particular thing is, I'm talking about not only for the student, I'm talking about everyone, that create a bigger identity. Because then you will strive for a bigger goal. And if the student, they start creating this identity at this early age, then they will always strive for something bigger. Their target will not be 60%, 70%. The target will be much, much higher. In Vedic language, what we say, this Aham Brahmasmi, that sort of identity we used to create for every Indian. The reason was that once your identity is bigger, then you will not think about yourself. You will think for the well-being, for the entire humanity. So that sort of identity, that is the wonder that identity can create. Like, if we talk about our Narendra Modi ji, his identity is so bigger. Now he's worried and concerned about each and everyone. So that sort of identity we have to create. And automatically, rest of the thing, your mind is going to manifest whatever goal you are given it to it. It can make hell out of heaven, and it can make heaven out of hell. So that sort of power the mind has. The only thing is, number one, I have to have a bigger goal. Number two, create a bigger identity. Number three, I will again talk about it is the consistency of your goal or the purpose. The reason is that every time you have to keep on reminding yourself, the thought, like this the thought of stress, or you are getting again and again, you are giving that energy to it, then it is getting transformed in the anxiety. The thought, then emotion, if you give the energy, then it is going to materialize. So if give a positive thought, have the positive mindset. You are repeating the thought again and again. That is the energy. So again, the E is equal to mc square. It is going to be a reality. Now, the fourth thing I will talk about: be attentive, stay focused, and put your best effort. Unless you put your best effort, nothing is going to materialize. Otherwise, just we are just kayali pulao, that we keep on cooking. So don't do that. You have to strive, because that is the only thing that will give you the desired results. And now you will say, will it materialize or not? I will tell you, it's not your job to think whether the things, whatever the goal that you set, it will materialize or not. You need not to think about it at all, because the reason is, it is the job of the nature, Prakriti. It is the job of her. Leave it on her. It is your job to, define that what you want, precisely define what you want to, what you are aspiring for in your life. Rest of the things will happen. Suppose if we give you a negative thought, will it happen or will not happen? Shall I do it or shall not I do it? Then it means one side we are asking that, yes, I want it, but at the same time, we are saying, I don't want it. So again, we are, that energy, whatever we are generating, positive thought that we are generating, the negative thought, it, that subside that, that energy. So give a positive thought to it so that things will get materialized. Another thing that I will talk about is self-control. If we have the self-control, then the you will get everything, whatever you are aspiring for in life. Self-control, again, it is a bigger word. It is talking about the control over your senses and the mind. We have the five senses. If we can have the control over the five senses, then nothing is difficult. But now the biggest challenge is now we have the tools and technologies. Now we do have the WhatsApp, we do have the Twitter, we do have the, all those Facebook, YouTube, where the students are channelizing their energy. The energy they are channelizing. Recently, Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister of India, he was talking about almost 6 hours the Indians they are spending on the screen time. If that is the thing, what we have in our life, we are having the time, energy, and the information. And these are the most precious resources that we are diverting forward for non-productive activities. So we have to have that sort of control. If you wanted to have it for a few minutes, but not for a long period. Focus on your studies so that you can achieve, you can manifest what you wanted to manifest in your life. Now I will talk about the couple of the most important resources that we have. Now everybody, we are empowered with three resources. One is the time, another is the information, and third thing is the energy. The time is very limited. We know this. This time is one is the birth, another is the death, and whatever is the time in between, that is the life. And this is the time. Whatever you wanted to, materialize in your life, this is the time you can materialize it. So the time, I suggest you that you utilize it, materialize it, in whatever you want to manifest in your life. Second important thing, that is the information. We have been given the information. This information is, I'm talking about the memory part. It is the memory. What we are doing with that, we are recycling. Most of the time, what is happening with us, that either we are entangled in the past or we are making unnecessary imaginations. Now the fear, what is the fear? Fear is the unnecessary imagination. We are, the thing which does not exist, we are creating. It is a, horror movie, that sort of thing that we are creating. It is our psychological drama that we are creating and we are enjoying it. Don't do that. So, this memory, it is the power. The memory, it is the thing that is giving us the stability. If there is no memory, there are, several types of memories, but these memories, it is, we are getting it from our past words that is giving us a stability to our life. And these are the psychic impressions that we are stored, and these are the tendencies. The thing that we want to talk about is that the tendencies, we have the compulsive thoughts. We take care of the compulsive thoughts. This, this is again a bigger challenge. That again, all these things that we are going to talk about. Third thing is we are having the energy. Energy is again limited. And do you know that what are the different sources of energy that we are having? Everybody is given a certain amount of energy. In a day, 24 hours, we are having energies. Then suppose if we wanted higher energy, suppose we have set a higher goal. You have set a higher goal. You are you were targeting earlier 60%. Now you are targeting, suppose 80%. You need extra energy. Where from we can get energy? So there are four sources of the energy. One is the food, Food is, again, we talk about the food that we intake through our mouth. The meaning is not that simple. The meaning is much more deeper. The food means whatever we are perceiving is through the five senses. It means all the five senses, whatever we are hearing, what we are seeing, what we are smelling, what we are tasting, all those things that are getting stored in our mind. So what sort of food that we are having? We have to be careful about that. During the exam days, you have to be, sensitive, and you have to be careful that what sort of food you are taking. Otherwise, they will be lethargy. In the afternoon, sometimes we feel that, okay, there's a, laziness. Why it happens? Because the kind of food that we take. So be conscious about this. Another thing that I want to talk about is be very careful about the, the food that we are taking through the five senses. Five senses, it means that, what is our involvement on the screen? As I mentioned, 6 hours. Suppose if we spend, 2 hours on the screen, playing the games or being on the Facebook or the Twitter or all those things, it means how much time? 8 hours. Suppose 6 to 8 hours that we are sleeping. Or then 6 hours we are going. After that, how much time we have? Out of that, we spend two hours of our life. Now, what is left? It is just wasteful. Don't do that. Now, again, I will talk about one thing, that for the food, there is a mechanism that it automatically get flushed out of our body. We don't have control. Suppose if we don't, we try to hold it, we cannot hold it, we cannot survive it. So that sort of mechanism God has created. But the biggest challenge for us, body that is taken care of, the mechanism what the creator has given is such a fashion that you cannot control it. Otherwise, you will not survive. The challenge for us is that whatever we are storing in our mind, how to clean it. This is the biggest challenge. And this entire humanity that is experiencing this particular challenge. The thing what we are taking it through the five senses, these are getting stored in our mind. And the thing that we are, admitting, that we give repeated thought. Suppose there are the thoughts, we are getting the thoughts, and we are seeing and perceiving the things in our mind. And if those thoughts, those whatever we perceive, if we give that energy, we repeat it again and again, then it gets stored in our subconscious mind. It means that every day we are getting a number of thoughts. How to clean it? So again, we will talk about that. How we can, purify our mind. Now we need the energy. We talked about four sources of energy. One is the food, another is the sleep. Sleep, how much time? When we get tired, then we go to sleep. Then next day we get fresh and we have, this full of energy. So always sleep. Take 6 hours, 7 hours sleep max, not more than that. So that will energize you. Now we need the extra energy. How to get the energy? There are two more sources to get the extra energy. You have set a bigger target and we have the limited energy. What we have to do? It is the breath. If we pay attention to our breath and if we use certain tools and techniques, we can get the another, energy, extra energy. And the fourth source of energy is the meditation. The energy, we worship the God and they are the source of energy. If we sit, if we meditate, then meditation means that we are getting the extra energy. We have the limited energy, but that is the source of energy. And while meditation, then we have to feel that we have to experience, we have to have that sort of, feeling that yes, my supreme is there just in front of me and he's transmitting the energy and I am so receptive. I'm taking that energy. Once you start taking that energy from the breath and through the meditation, whatever you are aspiring for in your life, it will become a reality. So just not be dependent on the food and the sleep, only source of energy. These are the another two more sources of energy. That is the immense energy. So that is the power actually. Now, what we have been given, the body and the mind, these are the faculty. We have to use it in such a fashion that whatever we want to manifest. I can tell you that if you have control on your body, almost 15 to 20% of your life and your destiny is in your hands. If you take charge of your mental activities, the thoughts and emotions, almost 50 to 60% of your life and your destiny is in your hand. And another thing is, if we can take charge of our breaths and the time, then you can see nothing is impossible. Whatever you are aspiring, it will be just become a reality. Now, we will talk about the simple tools and techniques and how we can. And before that, I would like to talk about why we struggle in being attentive. As I mentioned, that we have to be attentive. We have to pay the attention. Why we have to pay the attention and why we have to stay focused? Attention enhances our perception. It means whatever we are perceiving through the five senses, it enhances our ability to perceive. When we can perceive the things, we can grasp it better. We can store it. We can use it when we, use it in our exam or in our life. So no attention means no perception. So you have to be attentive. How we can be attentive, that we will talk about. The first thing is we have to pay attention and we have to develop that habit. Focus, improve our performance and enhance our ability to learn new things. We have to be attentive. Now, suppose you are in the classroom or you are reading. Your mind, it will take you everywhere. But if you stay focused, if you be attentive, it means that yes, you are, targeting your focus. But, when you start focusing, that again we will talk about gradually that how we can start with the attention, then we can go to the focus. Why we struggle to focus? Let's talk about. One is there are a couple of reasons that why we struggle to be attentive and to focus. One is the tiredness. We feel tired. Apathy, laziness, or the boredom. Sometimes we feel all these things. It's the interest. Like, one of the, almost 10% of the students, they have mentioned dullness. What is the dullness? Dullness means either he's not in, he's not developed that sort of, experience, that sort of, interest in the particular subject. If the thing is that we have to get involved. If you get involved in that particular thing, then only you can, experience or you can get the things in totality. Otherwise, unless you perceive it, unless pay attention, nothing is going to happen. So there may be anxiety, there may be stress. These are the reason. These are the toxics thoughts. The anxieties, the stress, fear, all those things. These are the toxic. Remember, our mind is pure. It is made of goodness, pure, sattva good. So it is pure. So the thing is that we have to give a bigger target. The root cause of struggle in focus is scattered and the restless mind. The thing is that, when if we look at our thoughts are very scattered. Why we feel, why we cannot be attentive? The reason is that our thoughts are scattered. Thoughts are energy. What we have to do? We have to start, consolidating our thought in a particular direction. How we can give a direction? You have to set a goal. If we set a particular goal, then the mind will start functioning on that. The entire energy that is, initially it was like, shaky. So it will get organized, it will get directed, it will get channelized in a particular direction. So mind will not be restless because it got a goal or it got a purpose. Mind can be only peaceful when you give a bigger goal. If you give a small goal, then it knows all the tricks that how to make it happen. Then it will again start looking for something else. Give a bigger goal. Now what we do normally, what are the choice that we have to relax the mind? Normally all the students, they use the tea or the coffee, all those things, or there may be some prescribed drugs also, that is energy drinks. Now all the young generation, they are very fond of using the energy drinks so that they can remain alert. Coffee again, that contains the caffeine, so that keep them attentive. But these are the temporary things. So don't try to go for these, all the synthetic substance. Don't go for this. If you want me to relax your mind so that it becomes your friend, we have to relax the mind. The focus is an inbuilt natural process. The only thing is we have to make the mind calm and cool. Now the thing is that suppose if why to make the mind relaxing, what we will get out of it? Number one, our alertness that will increase, our focus will increase, it will enhance our memory power. We will have a better perception and clarity. It will increase and sustain our focus span and our ability to stay in the present. Now, the mind, normally if you see the mind, there are 5 modulation of the mind. We are not going to discuss about those in detail because we are, almost 1 hour is going to be over. There are some more, important things that we have to talk about. But normally, either our mind is in the past or it is making the imaginations. And imagination, it is very much necessary. To be creative, we have to be imaginative. But most of the time, what we do, we create, this some sort of movie, and we get entangled with those. Don't make fancy imaginations. Don't be in the past. Don't be in the future. Try to be in the present. And for that, we will tell you that how we can be attentive, how we can relax our mind. We will talk about it. Now, we will talk about the simple tools and techniques and how we can be more attentive and we can improve our focus. First and foremost thing I would like to tell you, simply pay attention. If we start paying attention to anything, then automatically our minds, our thought, that will get organized. The thought, which are, like this, it will get organized in a particular direction. Suppose if I tell you that, okay, let us all of us focus on our breath. Just, put your spine straight, head straight. Why I'm talking about to, keep your spine and the head straight, because we don't know where is the axis of this earth. That we don't know. So how to do that? How to get that sort of energy, the cosmic energy? We have to get it. How we can get it? So the only thing is that if we keep our spine straight and our straight head straight, then we are getting aligned. We are ready to get the energy from the supreme, the cosmic energy I'm talking about. So just I will just try to tell you that keep your spine straight, head straight, and try to focus on your breath. I think 1 minute is over. Now, have you tried to, experience what sort of, the feeling that you have experienced during this 1 minute time? And have you tried to focus that how many breaths you have taken during a span of 1 minute? If you are not, just noticed about your, the number of breaths you have taken, you do this exercise and see it that how many breaths you have taken in 1 minute time span. Normally, we take almost 15 breaths in 1 minute. If that is the case, it means our mind is somewhat okay. Mind is cool, somewhat cool. Suppose if we experience that more than 15. Suppose if we get 16, 18 or 20, it means the foreign particles, stress, anxiety, fear, that is disturbing my mind. So one is that when you started focusing, your entire attention that is shifted towards your breath. So that is the one of the way that we can be attentive. Number two, I would like to tell you that be attentive about what you eat. Be careful. Be attentive that, okay, when we become attentive, then we will see that, okay, what I'm eating, okay, I'm eating this. Okay, is it going to, make me lethargic? Now my exam is there, or, I have to start reading. I should not have the paratha and all those things, heavy stuff. Those sort of, idea automatically that we will start get those ideas. How we sit, the posture, that make a lot of difference. Now, as I mentioned, that suppose if you keep your spine straight, your perception ability that will increase. Suppose if you start, focusing and paying attention on this one thing, being attentive about your posture, lot of things, you will see lot of, improvement in everything, the way you perceive, the way you experience, your ability to perceive, to retain, and to use it, the information or the knowledge you gain, it will increase manifold. So these are the simple things, but those are very powerful things. What is the body temperature? What we touch? How we touch? How's my body movement? How do I stand? How do I walk? Whether my, this neck is straight or it is bending. Just few things. If we start paying attention, automatically you will see a lot of changes. Your ability that will increase like anything. Now, another thing I will tell you, that your breath and the thoughts have a correlation. And suppose if you are excited or you are angry, then you try to notice your thought, your this breath, you become restless. Normally what we say, okay, take a deep breath. When somebody is very excited, what we tell him, take deep breath. The reason is that you are calming and cooling your mind. So the thoughts and the number of breaths are connected. So try to focus. One of the important tools that you can pick up is start focusing on your breath. Breath is related to our mental status and alertness. How alert and attentive we are. Start observing. Number of breaths. Okay, you notice it that today your this number of breath is X, and try to practice it. Say for 2-3 minutes. Observe your breath. After a couple of days, say 1 week or 10 days, the result will not be so easy because it's a gradual process. But you will start saying that you will calming down. You will not get excited about anything. Now, the neuron. This is the scientific study that the neuron that control and moderate the breath also control our alertness, wakefulness, and the anxieties. So let us focus on our breath. Breath influence our emotions and enhance everything, including overall experience of the life. So this is just a simple tool and this technique. But the results you can experience is you cannot imagine. Now, there are a couple of things. If you, I don't know whether you are connected with the Sadguru or the Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, they talk about the meditation practice, Sudarshan Kriya or the Sambhavi. These are a couple of the things you can start practicing. And the thing, what I mentioned to you, this is the simplest thing actually. Start focusing on your breath. You will start getting desired output. Now, a couple of more things I would like to tell you to improve your attention and the focus. Now, first thing, what we did, we have tried to be attentive. When we were attentive, we were focusing on our breath. At the same time, we were attentive what is happening around us. So, you can be, number one, attentive Be attentive about what is happening so that you will not miss anything. But when you wanted, now your target is that you are striving for 90% or more than that, you are striving for 80%, then that time we require the focus. And you know the power of the focus. Focus, when we were in the schools, our teacher, they used to, take us in the, open ground, and they used to give us the experiment. So, uh, even, when you focus, the sun rays, that, what you call that glass, if you focus on that, then that can burn. And before, unless we use that, nothing will happen. So that is, being attentive. We are attentive. But when we focus, then that can give us the desired result. So gradually, we have to start focusing on what we are striving for in our life. Couple of more things that I would like to share about this. Do simple physical activities. Whether, be it your exam time, go outside, be in the open. Normally, what will happen, what is happening? Everybody is used to comfort and convenience. Even if we talk about the young generation, my son, he's 10 years old, but he wanted to be in the AC. I tell him that why don't you go out, be in the open ground, be in open space, because you are in touch with the energy that, with the material energy. And we can be all the, the five things, we can have a better perception of everything. It will soothe our, this feeling and overall experience. It will get energized. So whatever, suppose if you be in the open space, do some physical activity, whether you are, you want to play for some time. Parents, definitely they say that, okay, don't play, this is your exam time. But I will suggest you that, spend some time, whether it is half an hour, yes, but be there, be with your friends. So all your stress that will be burst out when you are in the open nature. And again, you are getting the cosmic energy. So do some, be in the open space or do some physical activity, do some sort of yoga or the pranayam, whatever you want to do. Another thing is the eat healthy. Again, I will talk about eating healthy. Healthy is ahar. This ahar means the intake, food intake. I will talk about the two things. One is about what we eat, we take it through our mouth. Another thing I will talk about is what we are taking it through the five senses. Because those things that make a big impact on our life. Because we clean our body every day, but we don't clean our mind. So what we have to do, we have to avoid the contact and connect with the, different types of various types of news and debates and the Facebook and the Twitter, like the WhatsApp. What happens? Somebody, they will trigger you. You are on the WhatsApp, and what happens? Someone is giving, some sort of message which you don't like, and you will have that excitement. I should respond it. And what you are doing, you are channelizing your energy for the wasteful activities. Don't do that. So the food is not just what we take it through the five senses, what we take it, not only the food that we take through the mouth, but what we take it through our five senses. Be careful about that, because that is more. These are the toxic things that create disturbance, that disturb our mental equipoise. So don't, be passionate about the TV or, the social media. Maintain a distance. Only the thing, be careful that, is it going to make any help? Is it going to enhance your life? If it is going to make some sort of value addition, if it is going to make some sort of value addition, then yes, say yes. Otherwise, say no. You have to learn to say no also. Suppose if some of your friends say, okay, let us go for a movie. Don't do that. You are wasting your time as well as your money. Sometimes, yes, it is okay, but not the thing. The nightlife that we, a lot of this youngster, they spend. Well, nightlife means they are wasting the night and next day. They will get up at, say, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. It means the entire day is gone. So eat healthy. Where is the life? Life is in the present, not in the past. Now the mind, as I mentioned, the 5 modulation of the mind. And the biggest challenge is either it will take you in the past or in the future. But there is no life either in the past or in the future. The life is here. Life is today. As I mentioned, we have a limited time. Birth, yes, we don't know where is the next moment when we are going to die. So the time is, it is the time in between. We have to make best use of this time. So, spend your time only for the productive thing. Say no. Learn to say no. Normally, what happens? We don't learn to say no. Be with the nature. Make a distance from the TV, laptop, social media. Be careful about your company and the association. This is, again, one of the things we are not very careful or we are not very conscious about it, about what we associate with. Association means, if I talk about this material energy, it is made of 3 gunas. It is mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And ignorantly, if we get associated with the negative things. Negative things means, the social media. Are we getting anything out of that? Not really. Why not to make a distance? We don't use we stopped use, my son's exam is there. So one of the tools that what we have used, we are not, this subscribe for the TV for 2 months. No TV. And everybody is happy. Otherwise, what was happening earlier? Everybody, they were busy with their mobile phone. They were having their own life. They were living their own life. Now, after this TV, we all sit together. We do laugh. We do have good time. So I suggest you avoid, because only the thing we are very careful. Everybody is very careful about the food that we take through the mouth, but we are not at all careful about what we are taking through the 5 senses. And these are the toxins. And this generation and all the parents, my suggestion is not only to the student, but to the parents, be careful, be sensitive about what you are perceiving through the 5 senses, because that is creating a problem. And suppose if you are getting a sort of negative thought, don't give the energy. If we give the energy, then we are E is equal to mc square. We are giving the energy. Thought, then the emotions. Emotions, these are juicy. Thoughts are dry. And what we do? How to make it juicy? We give the emotions. तड़का जो बोलते हैं, वो तड़का लगाते हैं. So we get the taste. Once we start getting the taste in a particular thing, then the things are going to materialize. A number of people, what they do is they told me something that, okay, you are like this. Okay. They took it on their heart and they started, giving the energy. They are bursting in tears. I'm talking about in my, my relative. Somebody has this tendency that, somebody told me like this, okay, why you take it? Don't take it, no? So be careful about what sort of, this energy, this entire material, this world is made of 3 energy. Be conscious about everything that you get associated. or that you perceive through your five senses. So association is not just what sort of friend we are talking about. It is what sort of, the things that we are taking. What you do, what you read, that again makes a big difference. If we are reading the fictions, again, these are the fancy sort of imaginations. Student, the young generation, they have the, they play the online games. What we are doing? We are diverting, wasting our energy. So be careful about all these magazines, advertisement, news. Why? The reason is these agitate the mind and make it restless. Be careful. Incorporate a bit of light spiritual reading in your day-to-day life. Normally, our generations, yes, we do still, have that sort of inclination. But the generation which is going to come is our responsibility that we, number one, suppose if we are not starting practicing the spiritual practices, we have to start doing it, because it's our responsibility that we have to pass on all those, the good practices, our culture, our these principles, all those things, good thing, to our next generation. If we start doing it, then definitely they will start following. If we don't do that, they won't follow. Because the first thing is, we have to do it. If we don't do it, they won't follow it. Because every time they ask, even my son, he's in the 10th, his exam are still going on. They ask me, why? Why should I do this? So first, you have to start practicing. You have to start following. Then we can do it. Now, explore something inspirational, thought-provoking ideas and philosophies. You have to read. And you have to read some, like Vivekananda, in our Indian culture, there are a number of, the leaders, spiritual leaders, the saints, I will call them as the scientists, because what, the science is doing, they have explained it on all our Vedas, all those things that has been explained. Read. These are the ocean. That is the knowledge. Suppose if we don't, more we get connected with our roots, we will be always flourish. The more, we make the distance from our roots, we are inviting the troubles. So stay connected with your roots. Now, I suggest that, if you have some sort of questions, then we can have that. Only the 10 minutes are left. Dr. Ravi Prakashji.
If anybody wants to ask any question or something, you are welcome. It's a very enlightening talk, and I think Chiranjeev Soniji, he started from the very beginning and ended with the statement that you stay connected with your roots. And if you get yourself disconnected with the roots, you will become uprooted, and your existence will be also at stake. And in the beginning, he just told that a person should have a bigger goal in the life. And I think that is why the Indian culture system, the Vedic culture, they set a bigger rules for the life. Dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. Moksha is the paramartha, is the biggest objective of the life. And if we follow this system, certainly the smaller goals will be achieved very soon. Suppose if you have a target only achieving 60% marks, then you won't be getting 60% marks. But if you have a target 100% marks, or bagging first position in the university, then getting 60% marks or securing 60% marks is very easy. You will cross it immediately. And similarly, he told that you should, an individual should try to universalize himself. He should increase his identity, he was talking about. If you want to remain limited to your family, then your identity is only around your family, and you won't do anything beyond your family. And this is what the Vedic system, the Vedic seers, Vedic philosophy tells. And this is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya. That means you will have to universalize yourself, you will have to enhance your identity, and you must identify yourself with the whole universe, so that whatever you want to do for yourself, you can do for others also. And this is why the coexistence of each and every human being is possible in the world. And if you remain confined to yourself, then what will happen? There will be the classes, there will be a struggle among human beings, because everybody has delimited his identity, and the universalization of identity is the only way to live peacefully with everybody. And this way, everybody is going to help each other. That is why the Vedic philosophy says, live and help others to live. But the modern scientific philosophy says what the Darwin emphasized, evolutionary, the principle of evolution. Accordingly, the only the fittest person is going to survive, and there is a struggle. So only the powerful is going to survive. But according to our Vedic philosophy, everybody can coexist by universalizing his existence or identity. That is why from Vyashti to Samashti, the movement is from Vyashti to Samashti, from individual identity to the universal identity. And this moksha is also the universalization of the soul itself. And he talked about certain good things, the time, information, and energy. These are very important in life. Time, you must do the maximum best utilization of the time, because nobody knows how much time he is having in his life. So if you are wasting time, you are just spending time in useless activities, then it's a waste. So try to utilize your time maximum in good activities. And similarly, the information, because he told that this information is the memory part. It's just like the memory you are having. So the more information and precise information if you are having, that is going to helpful to lead a successful life. And if you are having more wrong informations, false informations, then those such informations are going to create difficulties in life. So similarly, the energy, and he told that there are many sources of energy. Just like you must have some average sleep of 6 to 7 or 8 hours, that will enhance your energy. Whatever energy you exhausted during your activities, daytime activities, that can be restored after sleeping. Similarly, if you want, because if you have a bigger goal, then you need bigger energy. For that bigger energy, there are certain Vedic techniques. The yoga is for that, breathing exercises you can do, meditation is there. So what are all these things have been taught by our seers for making this life beautiful and free from all problems, stress, and living a peaceful life. So such things, and he gave stress upon attention also. And he also told the difference between attention and focus. Attention is just enhancing your perception. He told that attention is just enhancing your perception, but focus means just to uh, um, if you are going to focus your mind, then the power of your mind will increase. Just like if the sun rays, they are focused through some uh, lens, then they can burn cloth or anything. Similarly, the focus is the higher state of mind than attention. Try to attend your mind, uh, uh, gather your mind to one point, and then focus it. And for that, he told the breathing exercise is a very good exercise. If you are taking breath, then you can concentrate or watch your breath. That will help your attention. Similarly, he told that 15 breathings are a person, if he's having 15 breathing in a minute, then he may be considered as having a peaceful mind, not any disturbance, or a healthy mind, we can say. And if you are having more than this, more than 15 breathings in a minute, that means you have some stress, you have some problem in your mind. Similarly, he talked about the food that we intake, and the food, whatever is taken through our mouth, that is also the food. But whatever is being cognized by us through our sense organs, that is also food. And whatever what type of food we intake, it is said, that is going to shape your mind. Jaisa khai an, vaisa ban jaye man. So there is a relationship between the food and mind. And if you are doing some preparations, examinations and all, then you must take care of the sattvic food, so that you may have, you may keep, you may, your attention may be healthy, and you may have a good focus on the things or the reading material you have. And similarly, these, the healthy lifestyle, what our seers told, the swadhyaya, study of shastra, instead of reading novels or watching these movies and all these absurd things on social media. If you pay attention to the spiritual readings, or the study of shastras, or the reading of the lives of the good persons or spiritual persons, then certainly it will bring change in your life, that will transform your life. So he just briefly described everything, and in detail also. I think these things are very good points to be taken care of by not only by students, anybody. If he wants to lead a successful life, or he want to lead a happy and blissful life, then these are the formulas. Just like the mathematical formulas are there, these are the formulas in life which will enhance the life satisfaction, the happiness, and a healthy living style you can lead. So I thank Chiranjeev Soniji for his very elaborate and this illuminating presentation, and I think everybody will learn a lot of from this. Today we had some problem with our YouTube channel. The sound was not coming, so some disturbance was there. We may organize some more uh, lectures by our chief guest on certain other issues which are also important in our day-to-day life, in corporate world, in management side, just like this lecture for the secret of success for students, it was organized. So we may keep doing certain such lectures also for the betterment of the life of our uh, friends and young generation. So anybody else if wants to have comment or say anything or want to ask anything regarding this lecture, you are again welcome. So I think nobody has any questions. So we are going to close this session. And I would like to thank everybody who participated. And I would also like to thank our today's guest speaker who very beautifully described all these things for the enhancement and the betterment of our faculties, human faculties, and to lead a happy and successful life.
Thank you, Ravi Prakash ji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Also,
you. Thank you.
thank you.